swear that's great. It's great. It's great. You look into my eyes, you can see what I see. If you can say the world won't be the same without me, then we call that greatness. And that's a blessing. But wait a second. Look, while we on the subject, let me ask a question.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Uzzi Sports Show. I'm Jared Valluzzi with today's guest, Anthony DeNicola. Thank you so much for being here. And last season, you had another really good year. You were selected to the All-County team. And what was really the key to being a force at running back, but also linebacker?
For running back, I was just hitting the holes, and O-line was blocking good. And then for linebacker, I was just running my ass off to the play and filling the holes and catching people.
In last season, you guys did have some ups, but you guys did have some downs. So last year, a couple tough losses, but you really led your team to get some big bounce-back victories. What was really the key there?
We just got to stay focused. It's one game, then if you lose it, it's a tough break, and then you just got to keep your head focused on the next opponent because you don't know what could happen.
And one of those games was Manhasset. The bounce-back victory there was big, and you had a really big game yourself, over 240 yards rushing. Just take me through that victory.
Yeah, it was a crazy game. We were down 1 point at halftime, and our coach gave us a pep talk, and we all came out firing in the second half. And then the O-line, they blocked crazy in that game. The best game they ever blocked. And then I just hit the holes. They made huge holes big like a truck could fit. And then I just flooded my team.
Yeah, that game you had a big game at running back, but even at the linebacker position, because against Manhasset they have some great athletes, Aiden Mahalan, Ahmad Crowell, but you still made a bunch of tackles, so on defense, how'd you really do it?
Just filling the holes. I had a key to Aiden Mahalan. I kept my eyes on him. Wherever he went, I went. And then when he got the ball, I just filled the hole and tackled him.
So Anthony, you've played varsity ever since you were a freshman. You actually started your freshman year, and teams have obviously become very familiar to you. But how do you really keep your success going?
I just watch film every time when I'm reversing the team, and play the prep during practice when the coaches are going through the plays, and then I just goes to the game.
And as I mentioned before, you did play varsity as a freshman. How much have you really grown as a leader from just being a freshman on varsity to now going into your senior year?
A whole bunch. When I was freshman on varsity, I was a little bit of a leader, but not. I was getting comfortable. I had my brother there when I was playing as a freshman. Sophomore year, I got even more. Junior year, I was a big leader, and then this coming year, I'm going to plan to even be a bigger leader.
And this upcoming year, obviously things have been very different because of COVID-19. So during the quarantine, what did you really do to just stay productive and stay in shape?
I went to the turf to keep my conditioning up, and I also went to my uncle's house. He has a home gym in his basement, and I've been working out there every day.
You mentioned that for individual activity, but what about as a team? What have you guys been doing overall as a team so far?
We've been going to the turf, doing some 7-on-7s, and our coach has also been holding group FaceTimes, and we've been going over plays.
And last year, you guys did have an early exit in the playoffs. Obviously, losing Valley Stream in the first round, not what you guys really wanted. But how does that early playoff exit really motivate you guys this offseason?
It motivated because we didn't make it to Hofstra. That's every team's goal. And early exit was bad for us, but it motivates us because we get extra off season and we get time to work even harder and prove that we can make it to Hofstra.
And now during these extreme tough times, obviously, how have you been getting yourself out there to these coaches for recruiting and everything?
I've been sending emails of my highlight film to every coach that showed interest in me, and I've also been invited to virtual junior days on Zoom.
And now in your game, what do you think really separates yourself from others?
I'm explosive. For running back, I'm explosive. I have a lot of yards at the contact. I break a lot of tackles. And then as linebacker, I break down into the holes very good. I can chase down people because I have the speed to do it.
And you talked about that speed and strength combination, but for running back, especially here on Long Island, you were considered one of the top power backs. So, getting those yards after contact, breaking tackles, was it always something naturally that just came to you?
Yeah, ever since Warriors, Peewee, 8 years old, I've just been running back and I've just been breaking tackles and getting yards after contact ever since Peewee.
Yeah, and also at linebacker, you definitely are one of the best on Long Island when it comes to that position, and just wrapping people up has always been so easy for you, especially since back freshman, sophomore year when you've been playing varsity. So at that position, what has really been the key ever since you were a freshman to now?
get stronger, upper body and lower body, and then focus on form tackling, and then just bringing the players down.
And when it comes to the next level, obviously coaches are going to look at your game, they're going to look at your film, but grades and character are obviously a big part of all this. So those two things, how important is it to yourself?
Very important. Big thing, character. That's my main thing. That's my number one that I want to do. Then football field is second, and then my character is my main thing that I want to focus on.
And when you get into that 2020 football season, what are some of the individual expectations you may have?
For offense, I hope to get over 10 touchdowns and over 1,000 yards. And then for defense linebacker, I hope to get over 100 tackles, and then and some sacks involved and some interceptions involved.
And your schedule did come out for the 2020 season. Obviously, it might change depending on if football stays in the fall or the spring or whatever. But you do know the teams that you're playing, so what's the one game you guys are really looking forward to the most?
Our next door neighbor, Garden City.
And obviously that Garden City game, it means a lot. It's a big rivalry, so what does it really mean to you and your community?
It's a big game. We're next door neighbors, and so we've always been a rival with them ever since back then. And we're just next door neighbors, so it just brings us down. They're coming to our town this year, and we'll hopefully bring it to them.
Yeah, and you look ahead into that matchup. Garden City also has a really good player, Jack Cascadden, and he's a running back as well, so you might have to match up against him a lot. So what's really your mindset going into a matchup with another big-time player?
Play my game how I know how to play it, and we'll see how it goes.
And now, Anthony, this is one question I really just love to ask, and I ask almost everyone that really comes on my show. If you had to schedule one game against anyone in New York, public, private, absolutely anybody, who would it be and why?
I would probably say Lindenhurst, because two powerhouse schools, and a powerhouse running back, and myself, and Jack Winey, powerhouse linebacker himself too, and me. And I feel like it would just be a good matchup. We're all around each other, and it would just be a good matchup because two powerhouse schools and two powerhouse players will just be going at it for the whole game, and we'll see how that game would end up. I wish that game would come true.
Yeah, that could be a potential LIC matchup. Hopefully there's an LIC this year. It's definitely something we'll see. But Anthony, thank you so much for your time. Everybody, I'm Jared Valluzzi. Thanks for watching.